guys, it's Kara, and I have a couple new fountain pens I want to share with you guys. Now normally I would hold on to these and include them in my monthly haul video, but I am likely going to be returning one of them, and one of them is a limited edition, so I wanted to share them with you and hopefully give you the opportunity to get the limited edition one if you'd like. Both of these were ordered from the Goulet Pen Company. They were ordered separately because they had separate release dates, and I want to go ahead and share them with you. And then with one of them, I'm going to show you how I fill it and another pen of the same brand. So for this particular pen right here, this is the first time I've actually tried a pen from this maker. I believe it's pronounced Esterbrook. And when I saw it as a coming soon, I believe, on the Goulet Pen Company, I really fell in love with the look of the pen. And then so I ordered it as soon as it came out. I didn't find any real reviews right away, but while I was waiting for the pen to arrive, I found a conversation thread on the forum at the Fountain Pen Network, I think it is, where they were talking about this pen. And I have to just preface all of this by saying I am completely an amateur enthusiast when it comes to fountain pens. I know a little bit, but not a lot, and so I don't have a lot of history on a lot of the pens or anything like that. But in this particular thread, they were discussing how they believed that this pen was kind of like a, for lack of a better term, a kind of a cheap knockoff, and is like a pen that school kids would use, and was way overpriced, basically, in the opinion of this thread, something along those lines. And I'm not sure if that colored my reaction to this pen or not, but I'm definitely not going to be keeping it. But I wanted to show it to you guys in case some of you might happen to be interested in it. First off, I will say that the box is really cool. I like it. It's got kind of a fabric finish to it, kind of a little bit like corduroy. When you open it up, you can see what it says here, America's Original Reborn. This, I believe, is called a Phaeton 300R. I believe they're calling it like a revival or reborn, so it's similar to a previous pen that they made, or a prior pen that they made. And you can see in looking at it that it's really kind of a cool, vintage, like retro-looking pen. And when you look at the nib, that's the real reason that I liked it. It has a hooded nib on it, and I just think it's very cool looking. This is not the most expensive fountain pen that I've ever purchased, but it was, I believe, $68 plus shipping, and it in the hand, to me, it's very lightweight. It feels like very plasticky, for lack of a better term, and like I said, I don't know if that conversation that I read influenced me or if I would have felt the same, but I'm just not impressed enough to keep it for $68. I was thinking, and it's my own fault for not looking better, that it would be more like a metal-based pen or something like that. So I have contacted the Goulet Pen Company to return it. I'll probably have to, pay for the shipping or something like that, but it's totally my fault for not doing the research. I still think it's a cool-looking pen. I just think that it is overpriced, in my opinion, and so I'm going to return it because I don't feel that I would use it enough to justify keeping it at that price. That being said, I also got this particular pen. This is one of the TWSBI pens from their Eco line, and as I said, it is a limited edition, and it is pink, pastel pink, as you can see. And I have never had a TWSBI from the Eco line. I do have several TWSBIs, and I love their pens. I think they're very, very good quality, but never one of these. And basically, this is just an more affordable version of their pens. Now, I don't think their other pens are overly expensive, but this one is only $28.99. So if you wanted to try it as kind of a starter pen, it's not, hugely expensive. And I've looked at it a little bit. I was familiar a little bit with the line, so I'm kind of aware of a little bit of the differences. But just to show you, I have a 580 here. This is also TWSBI, and then I have a mini right here. They all have piston mechanisms in there, which means that If you can see right here, of course they'll have kind of the clear body, or at least these ones do. This is how you can get the ink, you know, to come in and out. And of course, there is a difference, you know, in the materials that they're made of and things like that. You can see a difference in the look of the pen and all of those things. This is a much heavier pen. This is lightweight. But the big difference for me, the only thing that I really don't like about it is how you fill the pen. And people have asked me before, and I'm going to use this pen because, I don't know if you can tell, but it's getting low on the ink that I have in there. And this ink is actually a limited edition Noodler's ink. It's called Suffragette Carmine. I've showed this a while ago in a video. I just think it's a gorgeous pink. And so I'm going to show you how I add ink to this pen, and then I'm going to hopefully add ink to this one, because I haven't done it in the way that I have to for that one in a while. But so basically what I do, you could, with this pen, if it were cleaned out and didn't have any ink in it, you could push the piston mechanism down, put the nib in your ink, and just use the piston to draw it up. But I actually think that's kind of messy, and is unfortunately what I'm going to have to try with this one. But with these, let me show you what I do. And you'll notice I'm not wearing any rings because can be a bit of a mess with the ink. I use one of the little syringes from the Goulet Pen Company. And just in case if you're curious, I tuck this little needle part in here very loosely, and that's how I keep it together when I'm not using it. But basically, it just screws on this end. And then I carefully uncap the bottle so that I don't make a huge mess. And then with this kind of a TWSBI, the 580 or the Mini, what you can do is you can unscrew, hopefully it's going to cooperate with me, the top, like so. Now this has ink in it, so I'm going to try and not make a big mess. But hopefully you can see, or hopefully it will focus, there's a little hole in there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some ink in the syringe. I usually get way more than I need. And then I'm going to carefully put that syringe in there. Can you hopefully see that moving around? And I'm just going to use that, can you see that, to fill it up. And you know, if you're not a huge klutz like I can be, it tends to be a really easy way of doing it. Now I do it pretty slow because I don't want to get a whole bunch of air bubbles near the top. But this kind of allows you to get a very full fill, for lack of a better term, of the ink. And I was using the same color, so I just went ahead and filled it back up. So there you see it's all in there. Make sure that I've got that good. Okay, so let me cap that. So now with this one, I'm going to be trying out another pink ink, but unfortunately, I can't unscrew this pen. I have to draw it up through the nib, something I haven't done in a long time. So you may get the opportunity to see me make a huge mess, but we'll see. So I got some ink samples with this pen. I ordered 2 of the same thing because I like to have kind of a bigger sample if I'm going to try a color. And I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's see. This actually has some shimmer to it. And the official, this is a diamine, I always mispronounce it. It's called Pink Glitz. And it looks like it has some gold flecks in it. So I'm going to try to fill this up in this pen. So let me also find some paper so that I can write on it a little bit if I need to. I'm going to use the invoice. Okay, so what I have to do this time, because this does not unscrew. I mean, you can take it up, you can pull out the nib and the feed, but I don't want to do that. I'm not that graceful. So I'm actually going to have to put the nib in the ink and draw it up. And I think what I'm going to do, hopefully, is I think I'm going to put all of this ink in one of these little vials. cross your fingers I don't make a huge mess before I try to draw the ink up, because I think that's going to be a little easier, maybe. So let's see. Okay, so far so good. If I get quiet, guys, I apologize. It's because sometimes when I do this kind of stuff, I hold my breath so that I don't hopefully make a, make a big mess. So I put it all in one. Let me just show you. Maybe you can see can you see the gold in there a little bit? There, you gotta kind of see it. All right, anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about it and I'm gonna try and start doing it. And I think I'm actually gonna place it right on the glass for a minute. So basically I'm going to put the piston mechanism down as far as I can. I'm then going to, probably with very little grace, put the nib into the ink. And it's been a long time since I've done this, so I'm never sure. Okay, so can you see it filling up? I'm drawing up that ink. Now, I want to get a little bit more than that, so I'm gonna have to play around a little bit. And what that means is I'm gonna turn it this way. You can see all that extra space that I have, and I still have the ink. So I'm going to very gently try and push this back up so that I can put it, see how I'm making a mess? So that I can put the nib back into the ink and hopefully draw up a little bit more. Okay, one more time. Oh, wrong way. Okay, that may be the best I can do, and maybe I'll just be grateful that I got that. So hopefully you can see all that ink in there. Now I'm just going to clean this off a little bit. It looks like a pretty color so far. Okay. And before I do anything else that could cause a problem, let me cap the ink that I have left. So basically I pulled up about one of the little ink samples into this pen. Okay, so let me see if I need to do anything else to get this to write. I don't think I mentioned this is an extra fine. I'm just going to try it out for just a second and then I'll hold it up for you guys to see. So far the nib is great. What is this again? Pink. Uh-oh, pink glitz, did I say, guys? Pink. Yeah, pink glitz. So there you go. You can kind of see that gold shimmer in the ink. It's actually really, really pretty. I like that. I'll have to play around with it and see, if I like the pen overall, but so far, I'm really enjoying it. And then I did want to just mention that this cap will post. If you push down on it, it kind of attaches to this little, I don't know, little ring that you have around there. So there is, can you see all that pretty pink goodness swirling around in there? Let me show you this ink as well. I think I've shown it to you before, but it is also really pretty ink. This doesn't have any shimmer to it. This is, I haven't used it in a little while. This pen has a stub nib on it, if I remember correctly. I think this is the 580, and it's got, there we go, Noodlers. Oh, I'm gonna spell this the wrong way. Suffragist Carmine. Okay, sorry I wrote that off camera, but there is the difference. They're very, obviously very distinct, different pinks that I'm gonna have fun writing with for a while. Unless I'm really sure of an ink color, I typically get ink samples to try before I commit to a whole bottle, because a bottle is going to last you a very, very long time. Hopefully you've enjoyed just this little video about the fountain pens and filling the piston mechanism. If you have any other questions, let me know. I do plan to do some more videos on fountain pens in 2019. But I just wanted to get that out there because, like I said, this is a limited edition. So you could check it out if you're interested. So far I'm impressed with it. It's about, if I remember correctly, about half the price of this one. And definitely worth a try. And they do have it in other colors. I think there are holiday colors out too that are like a red blossom or something and a green. So definitely check them out. Let me know if you have any other questions. Let me know if what you're interested in me talking about in regards to fountain pens. I do already have some ideas, but I, of course, want to hear from you guys. And I think that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you're at. Bye, everybody.